Hey there, Capricorn. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net doing your May 2019 reading. I was sitting here shuffling and cards started flying out, so that's my signal signal to get started. What's up? Are some of you newly single? Or maybe you're not going to be single anymore because 10 of Cups is a happily ever after. So I guess if you're happily ever after, Jesus, involves being in a couple. The Sun card. This is shaping up already to be very nice. Movement. You guys are taking charge of your own happiness. Moving away from negative people. For some of you, it may be in the work environment. Some of you, oops. Oh, we got 3 kings on the table. Maybe you're single and dating and wow, you have a lot of suitors. And don't get hung up on gender. It could be either one. So, the energy I'm getting, Capricorn, I hope I didn't say something else. I'm doing Capricorn, is really whatever, if there's been something that you've been suppressing or that you have, the moon, this moon card's been coming up. So the full moon this month may be of significance for you. I was just going to say, anything you've been in denial about or suppressing, you will have done the work recently. The Hermit goes within, finds their own wisdom. Yeah, the 10 of Swords. You are done with something. You've found the courage inside you. You're no longer in denial. You're taking charge of your life. You're not leaving it to other people anymore. And you're improving your life, whether that's by cutting people out, changing jobs, moving, you're changing your situation. You're going from things that have been just stressful and driving you crazy and more difficult but even deeper than that go against your true nature. You're embracing your true nature and your authenticity and making changes so that you're living more in line with that. I could see some of you coming out if out of the closet, which pisses me off that you have to do that. It's you should just, anyway, that's society. Embracing your true nature. Some of you may be having a child and that's been a long time in coming. So we have the swans there and the Sun card. And usually it has just a male child, and in this one it has a boy and a girl. It's a beautiful, this is seeing things really clearly. Aha moments, really getting it, a wake-up call type thing. So the Chariot, when the Chariot comes up for me, it depicts a situation where you are taking charge and you're taking action. So if there are areas in your life where you kind of, this happens a lot. For example, you graduate from high school or college or whatever you've done and you need a job, and you just maybe you during high school or college you worked part-time somewhere. And then when you graduate, it moved up to full-time while you were looking for the job that aligned with what you wanted to do. Say you worked at a bank or you worked, whatever, at a restaurant. But that wasn't really what you wanted to do. And then you kind of got lazy because school was over and you were happy and you're having fun with your friends or whatever, and you stay at the job for a couple years And then like you get a promotion and things. And then all of a sudden it's like, shoo, 6 years later, you're a branch manager and you're like, I don't want to work at a bank. Like, not that there's anything wrong with it, but you've reached a certain level of success. You're good at it. You're doing well. And you realize at this point, you would have to start all over potentially, take a pay cut or something. Like you feel stuck where you are. So somehow you've potentially felt stuck, or that you're somewhere where you didn't want to be. So the chariot comes along and says, "Hey, time to reset the GPS, recalibrate. Where do you want to go?" Maybe you ended up living in the town you went to college. And you're like, "Wait a minute, I always wanted to go to California, or I always wanted to, fill in the blank." And this is like, okay, well, it's time to give yourself your whole life a makeover, or whatever area. This could be something small, but this is a major arcana, so it's going to have a big impact even if it's a small change. So I always, you may change where you live. You may literally move somewhere else. You may just change house. Maybe you live downtown and that's no longer doing it for you. You want to live by water, whatever, fill in the blank, whatever came into your head. But you're taking, instead of just being a reaction like, oh, I need a job and here's a job, it's like, no, this is what is in my soul. This is what I want to do, and making a conscious, taking action to make it happen. And it may involve, it may seem, especially to other people, like you may get pushback, especially from your family. They're going to be like, what? You're going to take a pay cut? What? You're going to, their fears for you may come out, but it's not, you have to be mature enough. We have these 3 mature court cards to be confident in going after what you want for your own life, regardless of what other people think. So really that's where that authenticity comes in. And this 8 of Pentacles really, really highlights that need to find meaning in doing what feeds your soul, and when you're doing it, it doesn't drain you. It inspires you, or you're totally present, and it rejuvenates you. It recharges you. It doesn't even seem like work really, because it's what you would be doing in your spare time. It's funny. It's like your head, your heart, and your resources are all aligning. We don't have any fire on the table, but we have the sun. So the sun is like all the motivation and fire energy you need, right? It's the sun. It will give you all it's kind of like, once you could wrap your brain around it, you had the motivation the whole time. You were just suppressing it because for some reason, everyone's going to be different. So making the changes, making the commitment to yourself to have the happily ever after of your dreams. Whoops. Because the 10 of Cups is the happily ever after card, but everyone's happily ever after is different. And so you have to have the confidence to go after what your happily ever after is, regardless of what other people think. Because your society or your parents or your family or your friends may think having a steady job with, at a bank is the best thing for you. That's stability. And for you, it's like, it's soul crushing and I'm unhappy. And having the courage then to go towards the thing where you will feel alive and vibrant, and that you're truly living life and not just playing it safe. Yeah, no more playing it safe. But with these mature court cards, all these kings, If you ask for help and advice from the right people, you will get good advice to help you on this path. So don't be afraid to consult people and do your homework and do your research and approach this, even though it may seem quote unquote risky to be vulnerable and live your best authentic life. It doesn't mean you can't be smart about it and get good practical solid advice from people with experience and maturity and that have done it before. So you're lining up as you make this move to go forward. You're being smart about it and making sure you have everything in line to make the move. Cool. All right. So thanks, Capricorn. Of course, you have everything in line. You're Capricorn. You're not going to miss details, right? Have a lovely month. Take care.